such an asshole.
You're all working off your food comas. That's what. Come on, rise and shine. Let's go. The Friday after Thanksgiving, Cappy doesn't. He doesn't stop. Young man writes, Capitan, like to request a video response to feel this is a problem many men my age and caliber face. I'm a 30-year-old, let's say foreign. Are you foreign born? You're not native born to North America. Either you or your parents were immigrants. Living in Canada, I can tell that much. Consider myself a top 30 percenter. I'm 6'3", I make around 100,000 this year, working in a STEM field. I mean, you're everything that people should become. You know, the last two girls I talked to were a little bit younger than me, and one by 6 years, but certainly well within your dating range. And both of them had a higher body count than me. That is common, because there is more demand for them than there is for you, men in general. It literally, okay, I know you're going to be angry or this is going to be shocking, but it's like, you know, I'm shocked to find out people like ice cream more than broccoli. That's just what it is. The younger of the two had a kill count of 20. The one who a little bit older than her had a kill count of over 80. I've been with 19 women. And for your age, that's pretty darn good. That's actually really good. I was applying, I'm sorry, I was being ageist. I was being generationalist. I was applying my old school standards from my generation to your younger generation. To be frank, any 30-year-old guy, you know, who's like a millennial or so, he's like, if he's gotten laid, period. Actually, it's not that funny because I think 27% of men between 18 and 30 haven't had sex. 19. So that's good. That's good. All right. So don't compare yourself. That's apples to oranges, which in my opinion is above average for most frustrated males these days. Although both girls are very attractive, my red pill rage caused me to tear into them in shreds as soon as I found out what their notch count was. Lately, I'm finding that I cannot connect with any women as the red pill lens causes me to push them away before I even get the Gucci. The Gucci? I thought Bucci was a new word, and now it's Gucci. I'm all this vocabulary you youngins bring about. Furthermore, I feel this need to try and unbrainwash them like I'm Captain Save-A-Ho. Well, you know that's dumb. All right. You know, I'm not even going to dignify that statement with me yelling at you. You should feel shame, for you know better. Oh, I shot myself in the foot. I drank liquid feces. Oh, I know I shouldn't have done it. All right, we don't have to have this chat then, do we? My question is, how can I get past this? It appears the quality of women is plummeting at an exponential rate. I wouldn't care, but I have needs and urges and would to avoid paying a prosty for moral reasons. I watch my and Rolo's video. It's on his channel where we talked about ladies of the evening. You pay for it. Did you pay for these dates? Did you spend your time and effort and energies going on these dates? Well, you paid for it. You always pay. Now, in fairness, there are some girls that actually do pay. They go Dutch. I've dated. They're very nice girls. Some girls actually do willingly want to have sex. But for the vast majority, it is transactional. At minimum, your time, usually always some kind of financial compensation in the form of barter, which usually manifests itself in the form of, you know, dates, you know, movies, dinners, drinks, and all that. They'll claim it's not, but because it's barter, but no, it's the same thing. And then there's usually always a psychological price you pay. Sometimes an emotional one too, until you get more seasoned, but there's going to be a psychological price where you're just like, oh, no, I don't care about your Marxist politics. Neither you nor all the other people just like you. No, I don't care about your thoughts on whatever the college people told you to think. I don't care. You get to pay that price as well. I wouldn't care, but I have needs. I think if I hired a escort, it would further demean how I view women, make the problem worse. All right. Should I just mail order a bride at this point? You've helped me tremendously over the years. Thanks for helping me out. Best wishes. We'll keep you anonymous. So I had a couple questions. Are you looking for wife material just fun over there in Canada? Also, if you're looking for a wife, why don't you go back to the home country, or at least the culture within Canada? There must be a cultural group within there, I'd imagine. And what precisely did you say to them for having such not counts? And can you give me some background information on them? Career, politics, education. I'm not going to mention that. Okay, great questions. The problem with white material attractive girls from my culture is that you need a minimum of $50,000 on loan just to get married. Aside from the jewelry, the wedding itself is always some extravagant event. Okay, all right. Well, let's stop here. Right, that has nothing to do with the quality and caliber of the woman you're marrying. That has to do with a stupid and outdated cultural aspect of the culture you're from. All right, my buddy Khan, he tells me about Vietnamese weddings, and the Vietnamese people are completely guilty of this. They have no money, and they gotta brag to their brothers and sisters that my son is getting married, and they pissed away a retirement on a wedding. I knew one wedding where it was a shotgun wedding. Oh, and the pride and the red and everything, because red's very lucky over in Asian cultures. That's stupid. And you just say, no, me and my wife or fiance from the culture or not, doesn't matter. When your parents come in like, we want to blow a ton of money on your, you just say, no, give me the money. We're going to buy a house, put a down payment on a house or whatever. That has nothing to do with finding the quality gal. You need to be a man. You need to tell, not only men have to be men in several regards, but definitely to your parents and your culture, no, we're not doing that. Period. Your mom will cry. Your dad will hurt your mother's feelings. Blah, 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 blah. You're like, that's too bad. We're not blowing $100,000 on a wedding. That is stupid. And then when you're slightly older and they're asking you for money, like, no, do you see how I do my finances? I personally hate weddings. I hate the princess complex that the majority of these girls have. Perhaps going back home to find a wife is the proper way to do it, but then you have to worry about immigration. Dude, you're finding excuses to this not to work. Knock that off. The largest hurdle is finding a quality marriageable girl. Right here, get this book, The Book of Numbers. It applies in Canada too. I adjusted for metric system, Canadian dollars, and Canadian minutes. So I adjusted for your time zones as well. Stop giving me excuses. The hard part is finding a quality girl. Once you find that, the immigration is secondary. All right. Well, maybe you go back to the home country. All right. That is a cakewalk compared to the main problem. And then all the weddings, that's not the problem. You say no. You go to Vegas. You get married, you elope, you come back. Hey, we're married. Here's the party. It's at the American Legion or the Canadian Legion or whatever you got up there. Potluck, show up, have a good time, and we'll see you guys then. There you go. I just solved so many problems for you. God, I'm a great consultant. Furthermore, I think there's a misconception that these traditional girls are somehow superior, but the truth is that feminism hit our culture hard. I've seen so many fat, miserable couples, and my brother's going through a nasty divorce with a grade A biatch. I love the westernization. For those reasons, I have shifted my focus to vanilla faces. Okay, look, you're making this harder than it needs to be. You find Shaniqua. Like the Napoleon Dynamite, where the scrawny white dude in Utah meets the sassy larger black gal. They fall in love and they get married. Don't be stupid. Don't make your chances. What if you find Shaniqua up there in the Great White North? What if you really like her and she's a soul sister? She got a nice fro, a nice set of titties, and you love her? Don't. Well, I'm just going after. Well, okay, fine. Maybe you spend a little bit more time targeting. I'm going to go fish for this type of trout. But don't complain when a 12-inch trout bites. Oh, that's a river trout. I need myself a sea trout. No, it's a 12-inch trout. I understand that as the internet and feminism has become more globalized, more and more cultures are becoming corrupted. But don't lower your chances anymore. You're gonna like the girl you're gonna like, regardless of what she looks like. Okay. So don't further limit your chances. As for the women I recently dated, as soon as they share their announce count, I make the grave error. Okay, you know you're doing what's wrong of attempting to red pill them. Okay, dude, you're not even supposed to red pill your male friends. You're definitely not going to red pill women. I'll tell you what the people are like, well, when's it going to change? What's going to happen is when the food runs out because ain't no men working no more. When the electricity doesn't work. And then barbarians at the gates come in, and we're back to a Mad Max world. Then we're going to have a nice big reset. And then and only then, when people are starving and dying, will girls say, hey, maybe we ought to try something different. Maybe. So just don't waste your breath or energy. I really like the 20-something-year-old and was hoping it could go somewhere, but she would see my point of view, or wouldn't see my point of view. I told her that her kill count was a huge red flag, and then I wouldn't be able to take her seriously. This leads to a rabbit hole of arguments where usually I end up calling an ist of some kind. The younger one is wait staff, where she gets D thrown at her. She considers herself to be a liberal. Why would you? Why? Okay, never mind. The other one is a Muslim convert, which is upsetting to me, as she once had an OnlyFans and her notch count is 4 times that mine. Although she a born-again Muslim, huh? They got those too, huh? Oh, I didn't know that. Though she claims she is converted, I think she only said that to me and other men of my culture because she likes our brand. Never had trouble getting women, but honestly, man, the black. Okay, here's what it is. You're not ready. Okay, you're still in the red pill rage stage. You're still in that proselytizing stage. You're still like, this is wrong. It's like, it's no different. Like when someone younger guy wakes up and realizes the Democrats and the liberals and the socialists have been lying to him. Usually when they come out of college and they can't find a degree and they got to pay taxes. And then it's like, look, dude, I've been trying to convert people to freedom, and that's what libertarianism is. That's it. It's like, I'm not even being euphemistic. It's just freedom. Leave me alone. Let me keep my money, and I'll do the same to you. For years, and all I got called was Istanisms, just like you did. And you don't realize, one, that sales approach isn't going to work, and two, you're probably, if you're at that just new rage stage here or epiphany stage there, you're probably not the best person to try and unplug people. And you're certain, like when you have that emotional response, not a logical response, not a stoic response, not a well thought out, seasoned, mature response, but when you have an emotional response, you obviously are not ready to date these girls. Now, if you found a girl who was traditional and I can't stand feminism and I just want to, support my man and I want 3 children, but you better go out there and work. And, I take this very seriously. And okay, then you wouldn't get that rage. But when it comes to interacting with your, let's just say, rank and file, 20-something average Western women, they're going to have notch counts higher than you, especially if they're good looking. They're not going to be interested in, frankly, a responsible life or a serious life. Their finances are going to be whacked. They're going to believing in false ideologies. They're, like, surprise, one's a leftist. Okay, that's every young girl's religion. Surprise, another girl became a born-again Muslim. And, dude, that's an insult to Islam because she ain't a real Muslim. That's just a fad. That's just a team for her to belong to. It's tribal. Oh, my gosh, I'm without a team. Okay, I'm born again. I'm serious now. And you would naturally, and that's what the red pill is for, to identify and basically warn you about these gals. And you're still relatively early on where now you want retribution and you want to set things right, where it just is not going to happen, man. It's not going to happen. I have this idiot on the Twitter thing, had a little bit of an exchange. This guy's like 60 years old and still believes in communism. And it's like, okay, I'm walking away from this one. Because like at 60 years old, like, geez, you're not going to convince him. And you're not going to convince girls at the height of their prime, essentially, that they're wrong about everything that society is telling them. It's just not going to happen. And like everything in true Stoic fashion, you need to focus on yourself because you're the only variable that can be changed. You're not wrong. I wouldn't even say you're ethically wrong to be angry or somewhat perturbed at that. But you're wrong in that you think that they're capable of change. It's not going to happen. It will not happen. In other words, your efforts are misplaced. You need to read The Way of Monkey book by Turd Flinging Monkey. Read the Stoics. read a little bit more red and like look on how to recover from red pill rage, because you're not doing any. Look, you could have had some fun with these two. They could have been plates. They could have been girls that you dated. All right. And as long as you didn't talk about politics or the religion, which is the red pill, by the way, to a certain extent, or ideology or whatever, you could have just had fun. A lot of time, by the way, what 20-something girl isn't a leftist? If they like you, and what will unplug a girl is a really good-looking, tall, handsome fella that they really like, and they'll throw whatever. They'll throw their girlfriends under the bus. They'll throw religion under the bus. You're like, yeah, I don't date feminists. I don't commit to feminists. I saw one guy turn like a party girl into a doting housewife because she was like all into him. Like, well, where's this going? It's like, this ain't going anywhere. You're a slut. You do marijuana. You're on drugs, both legal and illegal. Why would I? You're not valuable. You're not worth my commitment. Boy, did she clean up quick. And I've seen that happen again, in the past, where people will abandon their ideology and religion because it's not. They don't take anything seriously. But then all of a sudden something serious comes along. So have more fun, have some dip, chill out. Just expect these girls. They're going to have a high notch count, especially if they're good looking. Yes, they're going to be leftists. Yes, they're going to jump from astrology to socialism to environmentalism to Islam or whatever. You pat them on the head, like, I don't expect when I take the dog in Vegas out to the dog park, I'm not expecting deep philosophical conversation, like between, Thoreau and Hobbes and Locke. I'm kind of like, the dog is going to chase the ball and wag its tail and poop, and it's going to interact with the other dogs. I'm going to find that entertaining. I have your expectations of these young gals in line with what they're capable of doing. And then when it comes to the marriage thing and all that, yes, maybe it's worth a trip back to the home country. Maybe it's worth talking to mom and dad. Hey, do we know anyone back? It just depends if you want to get married. So it's kind of like two strategies, the decision. No. Boy meets girl. Your boy, girl X comes in. Is girl X traditional and nice and kind? Oh, date potentially as marriage potential. Girl party girl, masters in social work, dad party girl, OMG, astrology. I'm like into Baha'i or Wicca. All right. That's the fun girl. I mean, you can watch the Hot Crazy Man, but that's your dating girl, fun girl that you don't commit to. And then you don't care what comes out of their mouth because you're not there to talk politics or get serious. You're just there to chill out and have a good time. And hopefully that'll take some stress off of you. Hopefully you have a little bit more fun. It will reel in your expectations. You will not be let down. You will not be insulted. You will not be perturbed. Your blood pressure will be cool. And you'll take that extra energy and efforts. And hopefully with no expectation. If you don't believe me, go get this book, Book of Numbers. It'll be in line with reality. And that's a lot of, anger, rage, frustration is the difference between expectations and reality. I don't know who said it. Somebody smarter than me. But once you get that in there, then you'll be okay. You'll be cool. Anyway, so the two books today about this: the Book of Numbers, Analyzing the ROI of the Pursuit of Women, and then this one, Sanity is the Future of Wealth. This is another Stoic book that you should read. It's a book. It's a essay, really, is what it is. And even though it's not pertaining to that, it does. It really is like, hey, do you control it? You don't? Relax. And celebrate the fact you know what's going on. Because in 15 years, when these gals are in their 40s or so, roughly their 40s, all right, and they're still doing the party, you're gonna see it. I wish I could say fast forward 15 years in your life, because by that age, the train wreck, slow motion train wreck, like right now, you're seeing the train and you're trying to like, stop, in another 15 years, you're gonna go from stop to like, hit the throttle, man, keep going. And it's slow motion, and the train has already hit the wall and crashed, and the meteorite has hit her, and now the rest of the train is buckling. Like it hasn't blown up yet. It hasn't hit the fuel or the diesel tank yet, but it's carnage now. And you're just sitting there. Good show. Yeah. I knew that was going to happen. I tried to warn him. All right. Any super chats? Oh my goodness. We're going to go through them quickly. I'm going to go through these quickly because I got to do Nonstop Dre Tupac. Islam allows born again Muslim for women. No, it doesn't. And Christianity doesn't allow a lot of things either. But when women have co-opted it because they need a religion and it has nothing to do with Christ, you watch. It's going to happen to Islam too. But it's not real Islam. No, Islam doesn't allow that. Of course not. Alex Patino, truck driving Latino agent in the field. $5. Lazy people just want to ride life on easy mode with all conveniences paid for as long as they don't have to work. I stopped being disappointed years ago. You know, that's it. That's it. I think we're there. It's Dre. Thoughts on the girl who threw acid on my boyfriend? I don't know. Oh, that is. Did you actually know them, Dre? I hadn't read the article. I've been too busy. I'll have to get to that later. All right. I'll see you guys later. Bye. Toodles.